The Wonderful Life and Teachings of SHRI Sai Baba Chapter 5 Return with Chand Patil's marriage party as hinted in the last chapter. I shall now describe first how Sai Baba returned to SHRI after his disappearance. There lived in the Aurangabad district, Nizam state, in a village called Dup, a well-to-do Mohammedan gentleman by name Chand Patil. While he was making a trip to Aurangabad, he lost his mare. For 2 long months, he made a diligent search, but could get no trace of the lost mare. After being disappointed, he returned from Aurangabad with the saddle on his back. After traveling 4 kos and a half, he came on the way to a mango tree under the foot of which sat a ratna, queer fellow. He had a cap on his head, wore kafni, long robe, and had a satka short stick under his armpit, and he was preparing to smoke a chillum pipe. On seeing Chand Patil pass by the way, he called out to him and asked him to have a smoke and to rest a little. The fakir asked him about the saddle. Chand Patil replied that it was of his mare which was lost. The queer fellow or fakir asked him to make a search in the Nalaklas by. He went, and the wonder of wonders, he found out the mare. He thought that this fakir was not an ordinary man, but an Avalia, a great saint. He returned to the fakir with the mare. The chillum was ready for being smoked, but 2 things were wanting: 1, fire to light the pipe, and 2, water to wet the choppy piece of cloth through which smoke is drawn up. The fakir took his prong and thrust it forcibly into the ground, and out came a live burning coal, which he put on the pipe. Then he dashed the satka on the ground, from whence water began to ooze. The choppy was wetted with that water, was then wrung out and wrapped round the pipe, thus everything being complete. The fakir smoked the chillum, and then gave it also to Chand Patil. On seeing this, Chand Patil was wonderstruck. He requested the fakir to come to his home and accept his hospitality. Next day he went to the Patil's house and stayed there for some time. The Patil was a village officer of Dup. His wife's brother's son was to be married, and the bride was from SHRI. So Patil made preparations to start for SHRI for the marriage. The fakir also accompanied the marriage party. The marriage went off without any hitch. The party returned to Dup, except the fakir alone stayed in SHRI and remained there forever. How the fakir got the name Sai. When the marriage party came to SHRI, it alighted at the foot of a banyan tree in Bigata Malsapati's field near Kandoba's temple. The carts were loosened in the open courtyard of Kandoba's temple, and the members of the party descended one by one, and the fakir also get down. Bhagat Malsapati saw the young fakir getting down and accosted him, "Ya Sai, welcome Sai." Others also addressed him as Sai, and thenceforth he became known as Sai Baba. Contact with other saints. Sai Baba began to stay in a deserted masjid. One saint named Devitas was living in SHRI many years before Baba came there. Baba liked his company. He stayed with him in the Maruti temple in Thichavati, and some time lived alone. Then came another saint by name Jankitas. Baba spent most of his time in talking with him, or Jankitas went to Baba's residence. So also one Vaishya householder saint from Puntam by name Gangajar always frequented SHRI. When he first saw Sai Baba carrying pitchers of water in both hands for watering the garden, he was amazed and said openly, "Blessed is SHRI, that it got his precious jewel. This man is carrying water today. But he is not an ordinary fellow, as this land, SHRI, was lucky and meritorious, it secured this jewel." So also one famous saint by name Anandnath of Ulmath, a disciple of a Calcutta Maharaj, came to SHRI with some SHRI people. When he saw Sai Baba, he said openly, "This is a precious diamond in reality. Though he looks like an ordinary man, he is not a eager, ordinary stone, but a diamond. You will realize this in the near future." Saying this, he returned to Allah. This was said while Sai Baba was youngster Baba's dress and daily routine. In his young days, Sai Baba grew hair on his head. Never had his head shaved. He dressed like an athlete. When he went to Rahata, 3 miles from SHRI, he brought with him small plants of marigold giant dewy, and after cleaning, he planted and watered them. A devotee named Vaimintatya supplied him daily with 2 earthen pitchers. With these Baba himself used to water the plants. He drew water from the well and carried the pitchers on his shoulders. In the evening, the pitchers were kept at the foot of the neem tree. As soon as they were placed there, they were broken, as they were made of raw earth and not picked. Next day, Tatya supplied 2 fresh pitchers. This course went on for 3 years. And with Sai Baba's toil and labor, there grew a flower garden on this site. At present, stands the big mansion, Samadhi Mandir of Baba, which is now frequented and used by so many devotees. The story of Paduka's footprints under the neem tree. A devotee of a Kalkat Maharaj by name by Krishnaji Alibagkar worshipped the photo of a Kalkat Maharaj. He once thought of going to Kalkat, Sholapur district, taking the darshana of the Padukas, footprints of the Maharaj, and offering his sincere worship there. But before could go there, he got a vision in his dream. A Kalkat Maharaj appeared in the vision and said to him, "Now SHRI is my resting place, go there and offer your worship." So Bai changed his plan and came to SHRI, worshipped Baba, stayed there for 6 months and was happy. As a reminiscence of this vision, etc., he prepared the Padukas and installed them on an auspicious day of Shravan, Shaka 1834, 1912 AD, under the neem tree with due ceremonies and formalities conducted by Datta Kelkar and Upasani. One Dixit Brahmin was appointed for worship and the management was entrusted to devotee Sagan. Complete version of this story. Mr. B.V. D.O., retired mammal actor of Thana and a great devotee of Sai Baba, made inquired about this matter with Sagan Marunaik and Govind Kamlekar Dixit and has published a full version of the Padukas in Sai Leela Volume 11, Number 1, page 25. It runs as follows: in 1834 Shaka, 1912 AD, one Dr. Ramrao Kothar of Bombay came to SHRI for Baba's darshana. His compounder and his friend Bhai Krishnaji Alibagkar accompanied him. The compounder and Bhai became intimate with Sagan Marunaik and G.K. Dixit. While discussing things, these persons thought that there must be some memorial of the fact of Sai Baba's first coming to SHRI and sitting under the holy neem tree. They thought of installing Baba's Padukas there and were going to make them of some rough stones. Then Bai's friend, the compounder, suggested that if this matter be made known to his master, Dr. Ramrao Kothar, who would prepare nice Padukas for this purpose, all liked the proposal and drive. Kothar was informed of it. He came to SHRI and drew a plan of the Padukas. He went to Upasani Maharaj in Kandoba's temple and showed him his plan. The latter made many improvements, drew lotuses, flowers, conch, disc, man, etc., and suggested that the following shloka, verse, regarding neem tree's greatness and Baba's yogi powers be inscribed. The verse was as follows: Satanam Barvrikshasya Muladhivasit, Sudhis Ravanam, Tiktamapi Apriyam, Tam Taram, Kalpavrikshadhikam, Sadhayantam Namamishwaram, Sadjaram. Sinatham Upasani's suggestions were accepted and carried out. The padukas were made in Bombay and sent to SHRI with the compounder, Babasade, that they should be installed on the Purnima, 15, of Shravan, on that day at 11 am, GK. Dixit brought them on his head from Kandoba's temple to the Dwarkamai Masjid in procession. Baba touched the padukas, saying that these are the feet of the Lord, and asked the people to install them underfoot of the neem tree a day before. One Parsi devotee of Bombay, named Pasta Shetsant, Rs 25 by money order, Baba gave this sum for the installation of the padukas. The total expense of installation came up towards 100, out of which Rs 75 were collected by subscriptions. For the first 5 years, GK. Dixit worshipped the padukas daily, and then this was done by Laxman Kachishwar Jakati. In the first 5 years, Dr. Kathar sent Rs 2 per month for lighting, and he also sent the railing round the padukas. The expense of bringing the railing from the station to SHRI, Rs 7280, presently Rs 750 pays, and roofing was paid by Sagan Marunaik. Now Jakati, Nana Pujari, does the worship, and Sagan Marunaik offers the Nivedya and lights the evening lamps. By Krishnaji was originally a devotee of Akalkat Maharaj. He had come to SHRI at the installation of the padukas in Shaka 1834. On his way to Akalkat, he wanted to go to Akalkat after taking the darshana of Baba. He asked Baba's permission for this. Baba said, "Oh, what is there in Akalkat? Why do you go there? The incumbent Maharaja of that place is here, myself." Hearing this, Bai did not go to Akalkat. He came to SHRI off and on. After the installation of the padukas, Mr. B.V.D.O. concluded that Himadpant did not know these details. Had he known them, he would not have failed to depict them in his Satcharita resting bout with Modan Tamboli. And change in life. To return to other stories of Baba, there was a wrestler in SHRI by name Modan Tamboli, Baba, and he did not agree on some items and both had a fight. In this, Baba was defeated. Thenceforth, Baba changed his dress and mode of living. He donned kafni, wore a langat waistband, and covered his head with a piece of cloth. He took a piece of sackcloth for his seat, sackcloth for his bed, and was content with wearing torn and worn-out rags. He always said that poverty is better than kingship, far better than lordship. The Lord is always brother, befriender, of the poor. Gangajar was also very fond of wrestling. Willa was once wrestling. A similar feeling of dispassion came over him, and at the proper time he heard the voice of an adept saying that he should wear out his body, playing with God. So he too gave up samsara and turned towards God realization. He established a math on the banks off the river near Puntam and lived there with disciples. Sai Baba did not mix and speak with the people. He only gave answers when he was questioned. By day he always sat under the neem tree, sometimes under the shade of a branch of a babel tree near the stream at the outskirts of the village. In the afternoon, he used to walk at random and go at times to Nimgaon. There he frequented the house of Balasaheb Dengale. Baba loved Mr. Balasaheb. His younger brother, named Nanasaheb, had no son. Though he married a second wife, Balasaheb sent Nanasaheb for taking darshana of Sai Baba, and after some time with his grace, Nanasaheb got a son. From that time onwards, people began to come in numbers to see Sai Baba, and his fame began to spread and reached Ahmednagar. From thence Nanasaheb Chandorkar and Keshav Chittamar and many others began to come to SHRI. Baba was surrounded by his devotees during day. and slept at night in an old and dilapidated masjid. Baba's paraphernalia at this time consisted of a chilam, tobacco, a tumbril, tin pot, long flowing kafni, a piece of cloth round his head, and a satka, short stick, which he always kept with him. The piece of white cloth on the head was twisted like matted hair and flowed down from the left ear on the back. This was not washed for weeks. He wore no shoes, no sandals. A piece of sackcloth was his seat for most of the day. He wore a kupin, waistcloth band, and for warding off cold he always sat in front of a duni, sacred fire, facing south with his left hand resting on the wooden railing in that duni. He offered as oblation egoism, desires and all thoughts, and always uttered Allah Malik, God is the sole owner. The masjid in which he sat was only of 2-room dimensions, where all devotees came and saw him. After 1912 AD, there was a change. The old masjid was repaired and a pavement was constructed. Before Baba came to live in this masjid, he lived for a long time in a place Takia, where with gungar, small bells, on his legs, Baba danced beautifully, sang with tender love. Turning water into oil. Sai Baba was very fond of lights. He used to borrow oil from shopkeepers and keep lamps burning the whole night in the masjid and temple. This went on for some time. The Bainiyas, who supplied oil gratis, once met together and decided not to give him oil. When, as usual, Baba went to ask for oil, they all gave him a distinct no. Unperturbed, Baba returned to the masjid and kept the dry wicks in the lamps. The Bainiyas were watching him with curiosity. Baba took the tumbril, tin pot, which contained very little, a few drops of oil, put water into it, and drank it, and forced it fall in the container. After consecrating the tin pot in this way, he again took water in that tin pot and filled all the lamps with it and lighted them. To the surprise and dismay of the watching Bainiyas, the lamps began to burn and kept burning the whole night. The Bainiyas repented and apologized. Baba forgave them and asked them to be more truthful in future. The Pseudo-Guru Javher Ali, 5 years after the wrestling bout mentioned above, one fakir from Ahmednagar by name Javher Ali came to Rahata with his disciples and stayed in Bakal, spacious room near Virabhadra temple. The fakir was learned, could repeat the whole Quran, and had a sweet tongue. Many religious and devout people of the village came to him and began to respect him. With the help of the people, he started to build an Ijja, a wall before which Mohammedans pray on Ijja day, near the Virabhadra temple. There was some quarrel about this affair, on account of which Javher Ali had to leave Rahata. Then he came to SHRI and lived in the masjid with Baba. People were captured by his sweet talk and he began to call Baba his disciple. Baba did not object and consented to be his chela. Then both Guru and chela decided to return to Rahata and live there. The Guru, teacher, never knew his disciple's worth, but the disciple knew the defects of the Guru. Still, he never disrespected him, observing carefully his duties. He even served the master in various ways. They used to come to SHRI off and on, but their mainstay was in Rahata. The loving devotees of Baba in SHRI did not like that Baba should stay away from them in Rahata, so they went in a deputation to bring Baba back to SHRI. When they met Baba near the Ijja and told the purpose for which they came, Baba said to them that the fakir was an ill-tempered fellow, he would not leave him, and that they should better return to SHRI without him. Before the fakir returned, while they were thus talking, the fakir turned up and was very angry with them for trying to take away his disciple. There was some discussion and altercation, and it was finally decided that both the Guru and Chela should return to SHRI. And so they returned and lived in SHRI, but after a few days the Guru was tested by Devitas and he was found wanting. 12 years before Baba arrived in SHRI with the marriage party, this Devitas aged about 10 or 11 came to SHRI and lived in Thimaruti temple. Devitas had fine features and brilliant eyes, and he was dispassion incarnate and Ajnani. Many persons, namely Tatya Kotkashanath and others, regarded him as their guru. They brought Javhar Ali in his presence, and in the discussion that followed, Javhar was worsted and fled from SHRI. He went and stayed in Bijapur and returned after many years to SHRI and prostrated himself before Sai Baba. The delusion that he was Guru and Sai Baba his Chela was cleared away, and as he repented, Sai Baba treated him with respect. In this case, Sai Baba showed by actual conduct how one should get rid of egoism and do the duties of a disciple to attain the highest end, viz. self-realization. This story is told here according to the version given by Mulsapati, a great devotee of Baba. In the next chapter will be described Ramanavami festival, Themasjid, its former condition and later improvement, etc. Bow to SHRI Sai. Peace be to all.